Okay, we are recording. Welcome to the call, you guys. I'm excited that you guys are here with me. My name is Eric Johnson, the creator of Teamzy. I'm super excited to be talking to you guys because I actually came from Beachbody myself. So I feel like it's been a little while since I've done a Beachbody team. I feel like I'm coming home talking to you guys. So this will be great. I'm going to actually mute you guys just in case something crazy happens in the background. But if you have a question, like a burning desire to speak, just unmute yourself. It's no big deal. But I will do Q&A at the end. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cover a lot of ground with you guys today. It's going to feel like you're sipping water from a fire hose at times. So hopefully you're ready, have a pen and paper at hand. I'm going to take you guys first through training on relationship marketing, which is the philosophy that Teamzy is built upon. Okay, Teamzy is an app that helps you track and it helps you be super efficient with your power hour. It's based around the whole concept that you can be really focused with your power hour and get all of your income producing activities done in less than an hour a day, even for a massive business. Okay, so it's based around that concept of making you efficient, but it's built on the philosophy of relationship building. So, which is kind of the opposite probably of everyone else, every other major trainer in network marketing. So I'm going to explain that a little bit first. Then I'll take you into Teamzy. I'll show you how to set it up. I'll show you how to crush a power hour in like 30 minutes actually. And then you will take some questions. Sound good? All right, let me just jump over here. Oh, where's my presentation? Let's open that up again, see if I can find it. Try this again. Sometimes Zoom doesn't cooperate with me. There it is. All right, so you guys see the purple screen? How to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Take you through this really quick, you guys. A little bit about my background. If you don't know my story, I've been in the coaching and business development industry for 15 years. My job is helping people build their business. I worked for one of the largest coaching companies in the real estate industry, teaching people how to build relationships in a systemized way and helping people become, build multi-million-dollar businesses. When I started Beachbody, actually on the side, it was kind of a side hustle. It was the kind of thing where at first I was just a customer who liked the product, had some great results. When I started to see the business opportunity as a business coach myself, I knew that if I was going to be successful, I needed to be able to leverage the little bit of time I had to be super efficient, right? Because it's so easy to be busy and not actually do the stuff that matters. So the first thing I did was look for the tools. I looked for the tools that would help me do that. And I didn't find anything, guys. I did find a couple of systems out there that were like most CRM systems. I mean, the kind of things you just hate to use, just hard to use, confusing. And it was more based on keeping record than on driving me to do what I needed to do. So that's kind of why we built Teamzy. So let me take you right into this training. What is relationship marketing? What is it? A lot of times you hear this term and you think it's like, oh, it's so nice. It's like, everybody hugs and holds hands and sings Kumbaya and it's great. But I want you guys to know that relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. That's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. Yes, we're focused on building relationships, but it is something that is a lead generator. Make sense? Okay, so I want you guys to have this mindset shift at the beginning of our talk tonight, which is this. You are in the lead generation business. Your business is not marketing nutritional supplements and exercise programs. You're in the lead generation business. What that means is no matter how busy you are today, it doesn't matter how many customers or coaches you signed up today. If you didn't do the lead generation work, you did not work on your business today. And that's a mindset shift you need to have at the beginning. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the system. The relationship marketing system we follow, it allows us to serve and bring value first. It allows us to serve and bring value first. And I'm going to kind of talk about this as we go. But most of the time when people teach you how to build network marketing business, they say, look for the people who are interested in supporting you in your business. That's the opposite of what we need to do, guys. We need to look to serve and help people first. Okay? And by doing that, we will uncover the people who want to support the business. Okay, when we invest systematically in relationships, people are more likely to want to do business with you and to recommend your business to others. When you invest systematically in relationships, and I'll show you guys how we do that with Teamzy as we go. Also, we're able to create predictable and reliable results in our business. Predictable and reliable results in our business. I'll show you guys in a second, if you're not already using Teamzy, how it can actually take your income goal and tell you what to do on a daily basis. And the reason why we can backward engineer that is because we actually can predict kind of like the average results you would have by following this system. And then you always know what to do next because it's a system. always know what to do next. Who just wants to know what to do next right now? I know, right? And I have to tell you guys, one of the things that really I never forget, when I was 13 years old, I got a job working at Burger King. Anyone work at fast food as a teenager? I worked at Burger King, and I was 13, so there were certain laws, you know, because of my age that I couldn't do. Like I couldn't touch the fryers or the knives or things like that, but I could make sodas and I could clean certain things. And during the busy lunch rush, they put me in front of the soda fountain, and they actually had painted on the floor little footprints for me to stand where I should stand. I mean, that was, talk about knowing what to do. It was like, see the footprints, stand here, and this is what you do. And the keyboard, you know, when you took orders, it had pictures. Like it had a picture of a Whopper, it had a picture of a slice of lettuce. So it was like, you know, Teamzy is that easy too. You're not making burgers, you're making a life, but it's just as fun. Okay. Important principle, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Okay, developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. If you guys go to business school, they'll tell you the duty of a business is to make profit. Here, it's to develop relationships. So going back to our first point, you're in the lead generation business. Look, let me just put it this way. That means your job is to meet people and develop relationships with them. That's your job. If you can focus on doing those two things, meeting people and developing relationships with them, and maybe you already know 1,000 people or 2,000 people, which is a great start. If you do that, your business will grow. Okay. What we do with relationships in this system is we turn them into advocates over time by investing time and providing outstanding service. That's how we turn relationships into advocates. When you look at your list, just without, I'm going to try not to go off on too many tangents here because I would just love to spend all day talking to you guys about this. But the bottom line is this, you guys. People say you can go through your warm market, then what in this business? It's impossible to go through your warm market. Every person that you know already falls into 3 categories. When you're doing the system right, they fall into 3 categories. They join your team, they become a customer, or they're an advocate for you. I can't even tell you, you know, a good friend of mine, Shasha, was not interested in joining my team, but she sent 12 people to my business in 1 year, all who became challengers and bought challenge packs and drank Shakeology. She was my advocate. You know why? Because she loved me. I invested time in her. She saw that I was helping people. She liked what I was doing. And whenever somebody mentioned wanting to get in shape or lose weight, she would say, you need to meet my friend Eric. Guys, you need to understand that. This whole go for no movement in our industry is such a mess because somebody says no to you and you throw them over your shoulder like a dead body. Wouldn't you say no if somebody just came up and asked you to join the business? Didn't you guys probably say no at first? So you just got to understand it's about investing in people, not turning over rocks looking for who wants to join you, but investing and helping people. And a lot of people will join you because they like what you're doing. Okay. Next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. The way I like to say this is if you're a jerk, this ain't going to work. Okay? Have you guys met jerks? Have you met people that are not trustworthy doing this business? Absolutely. Some of your friends or customers or relationships may be jaded towards this opportunity because of that, right? But the cool thing is trust makes the work fun. If somebody trusts you, you don't have to convince them or sell them. You just get right to helping them, right? Also, trust takes that icky feeling away. How many of you guys are like me, just paranoid of being icky, like the icky salesperson? If there's trust, if you focus on building trust, that icky feeling's not there. It just doesn't happen. Also, you get to go for yes. Instead of going for no, you get to go for yes with trust. You build trust and you get to get yeses down the road with everybody. Okay. So how do you build trust? How do you build trust? I'm going to share with you guys the 4 essential ingredients to building trust. Okay. I'll go through them quickly and I'll break them out for you. The first is chemistry. Chemistry. Second one is character. Character. Third is competence. Competence. I'm saying them twice, so you can write them down. And the fourth is consistency. Okay, consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. I know you guys are going, wait, wasn't this supposed to be the Teamzy presentation? It will all make sense, guys. When I show you Teamzy, you're going to understand how this is built upon this. All right, so chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Okay? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Let me just put it this way. It's really hard to trust somebody you don't like. True? And that's true. And so it's important to find chemistry. Now, what's cool is you have things in common with everybody. You have things in common with everybody. The other thing that makes this so easy for us is the fact that everybody else is focused on how they're different from everybody else. Have you noticed that? Like, oh, I don't like your politics, so I don't like you. Or I don't like your religious views, so I don't like you. As business owners, you guys need to find common ground with everybody, okay? So just a little side note, because this isn't my social media class, but I will counsel you guys to kind of stay in just kind of don't get involved in those conversations, because some of your best customers, some of your best coaches won't agree with you on stuff, but you have a lot of common ground with them. Make sense? Okay. Character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you're relatable. All right, you may not have seen a definition of character like this. I want you guys to notice something about my definition, which is really important. It's not something you have, it's something you do. Character is not something you have, it's something you do. This is so huge because we like to think we have it. In fact, we get offended if someone questions our integrity. Anyone like that? I'm like that. I am like that, guys. Even though I'm teaching you this, I'm a human being. I do that too. The bottom line is, though, people should be questioning your character. If you haven't shown them your character, if you haven't shown them how much you care for them, how would they know who you are and what your character is? And the truth is what you hold in your heart isn't really that valuable if you are not using it to help others. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. When you guys, just a little side note, when you guys post on social media, I know this is a huge part of our business. You need to ask yourself, does this demonstrate character? Does this show people that I care about them? Does this teach them that I'm relatable to them? Because sometimes we post stuff that's about us, and it's about us. And it needs to be about your audience. A post can be about you with your audience in mind. Does that make sense? That demonstrates character. Next, competence. I look over to the side because that's where your faces are on my screen. So I feel like I'm talking to you guys, just so you know. I have one of those giant Macs, so my screen is humongous. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Again, something you do, not something you have, okay? There's two pieces to this because I need to know this. First of all, if I'm coming to you as my coach, I want to know, can you help me with what I need help with? Whether it's my health, my fitness, my weight. Are you qualified to help me? Are you going to point me in the right direction? Right? If I'm a 67-year-old grandmother, are you going to put me on max 30 and kill me? Or do you know what, right? Like, are you competent to help me? I also need to know, if I join this business, are you the person that can mentor me in this business? I need to know that. Are you demonstrating to me your competence? This happens sometimes, guys, where you'll introduce somebody to the business opportunity and they'll end up signing up with somebody else, right? More often, sometimes it has to do with the competence that you did or did not demonstrate. More often than not, it's a follow-up issue, which we'll talk about later in this presentation. But you need to know, I need to know these things. Now, here's the thing. Have you guys ever heard somebody say, just fake it till you make it? Yeah. So if you're new, here's my advice to you. Don't do that. Please don't do that. And one of the things I love about Darren Hardy is he's so passionate about the don't fake it till you make it thing too. Don't fake it till you make it. Remember, this is about trust. You don't need to fake it till you make it. Aren't you part of an amazing team? Don't you have amazingly competent people on your team that you can lean into? So you lean into the competence of your team when you're new. You say, look, I'm new too, but I'm part of one of the top teams. The training is amazing. These guys know everything. We'll connect to it together, okay? And then teach, as you get your own competence going, teach your team as you bring them in. Look, when you're new, just lean into my competence. I'll help you with this. I'll help you. I'll get on three-way chats to answer questions for your customers. You lean into the competence of the team until you have it yourself. But it is important that they know they're in a place where there is competence. Make sense? Okay. Chemistry, character, competence. There's a principle that underlies these. I'm going to teach you real quick, and then we're going to jump into consistency, and that's this. People really only care about three things. This is when they're going to do business with you. They only care about three things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Now, what's interesting about this, you guys, this is something that they may not think consciously. It's more like in their heart. It's like a subconscious feeling that people need answered, right? But what's not here, and all objections come from these questions. What's not here is, what are the ingredients in Shakeology, for example, right? No, they need to know these things. Can I trust you? Because guess what? If I can trust you and I know you care about me, then I know Shakeology is awesome. Make sense? So here's what I'm telling you. If you get objections, should you be able to overcome them? Absolutely. You got to be able to overcome objections, answer people's questions, listen, overcome their objections. But just know that you need to work on the relationship still. It's not there yet. Okay? And if you have somebody who comes onto your team after you overcome an objection, you have to understand they're likely to leave the business if you don't continue to invest in that relationship so that these questions can be settled for them. Make sense? Okay. Oh, Eric, you're getting deep. You think this is deep. Wait till I get into the my why section. Consistency, number 4, consistency. Consistency hurts. Now, you guys are Beachbody coaches, so you understand this more than anybody, right? What 30 minutes a day and clean eating can do for your body. Well, it's true in all areas of your life. Consistency is the key to success. But what's cool about it is when it comes to building trust, it's probably the most important thing. How many of you guys are parents? Have kids? How important is being consistent with building trust with your kids? It's everything, right? So here's my principle. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This principle comes from one of the absolute best books on persuasion, on influence, on the way people think. It's actually called Influence. And it's by Robert Cialdini, who's probably the most famous social scientist on human behavior that's alive today. This book is amazing. You should definitely read it. I'm so hot about it. I even put it on the screen for you, made it flash. Okay, so write that one down, add it to your PD. If you're not a reader, you can get it on Audible. He also has a TED Talk where he talks about the 6 principles of this in a TED Talk format, so it's short and sweet. But here's one of the things he talks about is consistency. The desire to be consistent is one of the most important motivators for all human beings. It's huge. And by the way, just not to get on a tangent, but since I'm talking to Beachbody coaches, people will succeed in your challenge groups because they want to be consistent with what's going on in the challenge group, right? If you have a good group, you notice people get better results. Also, the reason why people fail, the reason people quit, don't get results, is that desire to be consistent. The desire to be consistent with what they're doing now, their bad habits, the people around them. The kind of, when their friends and family give them a hard time all the time for eating healthy and pressure them into having a donut on Saturday, things like that will sabotage them, right? And they want to be consistent with the people around them, so they end up failing on their goals. Consistency is huge. When we were kids, we called it peer pressure. Right? It's big. But here's the cool thing. How many of you guys as coaches have been told, you're really inspiring. I'm watching what you're doing and it inspires me. I find you to be an inspiration. Have you wondered what it is that makes you an inspiration? I mean, you put your pants on one leg at a time like everybody else, right? It's your consistency. They see you doing your workout posts, drinking your shake, eating healthy. They see they see you living this lifestyle. They see the consistency. And they respect it. They want it. They want some of it for themselves. They wish they could do that. Right? I know, when I was an active Beachbody coach, the most common comment I would get from people is, I wish I had a Beachbody. It's like, I loved hearing that. That meant they liked what they were seeing and they wanted some of it. Guess what? Perfect opportunity for me to start building that rapport with them and let them know you can have a Beachbody. Right? Okay, consistency is everything. So here's a little checkup from the neck up, as Zig Ziglar would say. Are you consistent, guys? Are you consistent? Right? And you don't have to answer just for yourself, right? But, are you doing, what did I do? Hit buttons, hitting the wrong buttons. Are you a product of your product? Are you consistently a product of your product? Are you doing your workout, drinking your shake? Are you committed to healthy living? Are you doing your personal development work? Are you consistent doing these things? Would you guys say you're doing okay? Yeah. Good. Okay, so you're halfway there. Now here's the other question. The real question is this: are you as consistent in your relationships? Are you as consistent in your relationships? And what do I mean by that? I mean, are you as consistent about staying in touch with people? as you are doing your workouts, drinking your Shakeology, doing your personal development, posting on social media. And this is where most of us kind of do that. Oh, yeah, I know. That's why that's why you're here, right, with me tonight. It's because you need to be more consistent with this. You guys need to understand that people won't believe you till they see you. And what do I mean by this? People won't believe you till they see you. As you get active on social media and you get into being a coach and you start creating this healthy lifestyle for yourself, the best benefit, right, is the lifestyle you get from this. Isn't that the best part? But people are watching you. And have you noticed that even if you get a lot of engagement on your post, it's like, less than 10% of your actual friends and followers. So what are the other 90% doing? Are they ignoring you? No, they're watching. You guys just need to understand, they don't believe you are inviting them. They haven't heard from you since high school, other than you posting. They don't believe you mean them. You need to be in contact with people one-on-one if you want them to believe that you're inviting them to join this journey with you. Does that make sense? Okay. And what this brings me to is this point, that relationship building is a contact sport. If you want to build relationships with people, you have to be in regular contact with them. One of the things I'm going to show you with Teamzy, the reason that we built it was we needed a way to stay in contact with everybody we know. I'm going to show you how you can do that in less than an hour a day. But if you want to build those relationships, you've got to be in contact. This is the principle I want you to get. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay? Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Now, just real quick, I just want to give you an example on this real quick before we go deeper into this. Hold on. Okay, I spared you guys the giant sneeze. All right, so let me give you the example real quick. How many of you guys have ever received a card from somebody, like a great card for your birthday or an anniversary or something? The kind of card that has mostly white space and somebody wrote a message in that card that was really heartfelt. You guys ever get something like that? Hopefully, right? Or somebody's in trouble tonight. When you get a card like that, it has an emotional impact on you, doesn't it? I mean, it actually moves you emotionally. So after you read that card and you have this wonderful moment, I like the card better than the present. I always tell my wife, I'm like, oh, I love the card, thanks to the present, After you read that card, though, what do you do with it? Do you just throw it away? It's just trash now, right? You've read it. You guys throw those cards away? Do you guys have a special place where you save the special cards? To the point where you're kind of thinking, this is a mess now, I need to get rid of these, but I can't, right? Yeah, we keep those cards. Now, another question real quick. You ever get a card like this? This is a postcard, a happy birthday postcard. It's from my State Farm insurance rep. You ever get something like that, or your dentist? Now, what's cool about this is, look, it's handwritten. Not really. It's not really handwritten. It looks like it's handwritten. It's not. So do you guys get these cards? Now, when you get a card like this, it's nice, right? Kind of. Do you put this in the special place? Does this go in the special place with those special? No, this one you throw away, right? In fact, the only reason I haven't thrown this one away is so that I can make fun of him mercilessly every time I do one of these team calls. This card doesn't have the same value. What's the difference? The difference is no time was invested in this. This took no time. It has no value. The handwritten card was an investment of time, somebody's most precious commodity. They invested it just in you. In fact, it was undivided attention, because you can't play with Facebook while you're writing somebody a card like that, right? That's why the impact is so deep. That is why you can't part with it. That is why you can pull a card out of your special shoebox or wherever you keep it 10 years later and have another emotional response to the original message. This is why when people pass away, they leave behind their letters and cards, and why their relatives still keep them. It's the time investment. It's an investment in time. Now, am I telling you should be handwriting notes to everybody in your business? No, you can make an impact by sending them a private Facebook message, and we're going to talk about that as kind of our primary tool. But however, do keep in mind that personally handwritten cards are a huge impactor. In fact, that is the one marketing material that you can put in your business that people will never throw away. So you should definitely be writing challengers and coaches on your team cards every once in a while. They'll keep them forever. All right, but you get my point. Investing time is the only way to deepen a relationship. Okay. All right, I'm almost done with this presentation. We'll jump into Teamzy. Really, I'm going to show you Teamzy, I promise. Last slide. You need a system. You got to have a system, guys. The thing is you're still with me, which means you've liked what I've taught you so far. It's resonating with you. You're like, wait, I like this. I have a heart like this too. But it's not enough just to care about people. You need a system. You have to have a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. Okay, you need to know when to contact them. What do I mean by this? Like without spending an hour to plan an hour, you need to just be able to jump in and go. Who am I contacting today? Who am I not contacting today? I need to know what to say. Otherwise, you can spend all day in analysis paralysis trying to figure out the perfect message. Anyone get stuck in that sometimes? Yeah. No, just know what to say. What works? What can I say to somebody to start a conversation with them? And a system that makes sure that nobody falls through the cracks. Okay, because it is heartbreaking when you have somebody who's interested, like really interested, and they're excited. And then at the last minute, they say, I'm not ready yet. And you're like, oh, no problem. That's fine. We'll talk again in a little while. And then the next thing you know, you see that they've signed up under somebody else. Has that ever happened? Happens all the time, you guys. You planted the seed with them. You watered it. You put sunshine on it. When they were ready for harvest, you weren't there. Somebody else was. They fell through the cracks. If you have a system, nobody falls through the cracks. Okay? All right, action steps. That's for the end. If I forget to do action steps, say, Eric, where are action steps? All right, let's go back to Teamzy. All right, Teamzy, here we go. All right, so you're looking at my Teamzy dashboard. The cool thing about Teamzy, we're in 50 different network marketing companies now, but this was built for Beachbody coaches, okay? It was built for you guys, for our business. So here's the Teamzy dashboard. I'm gonna take you through how to set it up real quick and show you how to crush Power Hour. Are you guys already using Teamzy, or are some of you guys just looking at it today? Okay, if you're not using it yet, I want you to know you can get a free 30-day trial at teamzy.com. Free, we give you 100% access for free, no credit card required, nothing weird like that. All you need to do is give us an email address and your name, and you can start a free trial for 30 days. Why do we do that? Because we know if you use it for 30 days, you'll get a ton of results and you'll absolutely love it. Okay, so make sure that you guys get your free trial set up. You're gonna be fired up to try this after tonight, okay? After the free trial, the ongoing subscription to Teamzy is $29.99 a month, the same commission you get from selling one home direct sale, okay? And if you're not doing multiples of those, you're not actually using your Teamzy account. Okay, let's jump into this. So when you first log into your free trial, you'll actually be in the setup wizard, right? And that just helps you set things up pretty easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually launch that again right here under settings. Looks like this, okay? So the first thing I'll ask you is, do you wanna get Facebook Messenger tips, which I highly recommend during your free trial. It's little tips on to get more out of your trial. We send them Messenger because you probably will ignore emails. You guys ignore emails? People ignore emails for the most part, okay? But they don't usually ignore messages yet, okay? So here's what we do in our setup wizard. 3 things. We're gonna set an income goal, we're gonna create a powerful why, and we're gonna get our contacts in, okay? Bear with me, I'll take you through this real quick. So step 1 is income goal. How much money would you, at what income level would you like to be 12 months from now? Okay, 12 months from now, what income level would you like to be at? You can see I put 150,000 in as my goal, which was my goal as a new coach in Beachbody. Okay, what we're gonna do now is whatever number you put in there, you just put in your number. When you click continue, Teamzy's gonna tell you kind of the ballpark of the activity you need to do every day to hit that goal in 12 months, okay? So it's suggesting that I connect with 4,348 people over the next 12 months, okay? That's a lot, right? A lot of people, but I also had a pretty big goal for the first year. So let me show you how that breaks down. Because if you need to eat an elephant, how do you do it? One bite at a time. Yeah, a couple of you guys have been reading some of the good books. That's good. All right. Next page breaks it down for me into my 3 groups: prospects, customers, coaches, right? And then it breaks it down yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So if I look at these columns, it's recommending that I connect with 9 prospects a day, 6 customers, and 4 coaches on my team, okay? Now, if you're new and you don't have any coaches on your team, maybe you make that a 0 and add that 4 to the 9, okay? You can type in anything you want in these categories. That's just a suggestion. You can change them. I like that to be 10, so that's 10 plus 6 plus 4, it's 20. It's an even number. It makes more sense to me to do 20 than 19. Then you've got your invite goal, 3 a day, and your ad goal, 3 a day. What are those? You guys know invites are, right? So I'm going to connect with 20 people and I'm going to invite 3. That's my goal. Why is there a difference? Why am I not inviting everybody? Because I'm going to invite people when it's appropriate, when they're interested in learning more about the business. Does that make sense? I'm just going to be connecting with people. We call it the make someone stay mindset. I'm going to be connecting with people just to make their day and have a conversation with them. I'm going to create a ton of conversations every day, and I'm going to look for opportunities to invite people. But a lot of people won't be ready for an invite the first, second, third, maybe even fourth conversation we have. I'm just going to keep building that relationship till they're ready. But this frees me up to grab the people who are interested and continue developing everybody else. Make sense? Ads, these are new people I'm adding to my list. Now, cool thing about Beachbody, which I absolutely love, is you guys get free customers given to you by the mothership. That's so cool. That's so cool. So when I was a coach, it was like one every single day that I got. So I only had to find 2 people on my own. That was great. All right, next. So when you hit continue, whatever you have in these boxes, you guys, when you click continue, the dashboard will be configured to your specific goals. So each one of you have a different dashboard, which is pretty cool. Next step is finding your why. This is an important piece. And honestly, you don't have to do this to use Teamzy, but we built it into the setup wizard because it's so important. You guys just need to understand this. 1 out of 2 people in this business quits in the first year. How many of you guys have signed up coaches and had them quit within the first year? And it's such a bummer, right? You guys may have even considered quitting at times. You may be considering it right now. Maybe we're saving you right now and showing you this amazing business opportunity. The thing is, guys, the reason people quit is not because there's something wrong with the opportunity. It's not because of, customer service made a mistake on their Shakeology order, whatever. They don't quit for those reasons. They quit because they don't have a reason to persist. They haven't figured out why they want to be successful. And you've heard people talking about finding your why. But this is the key point. Just to give you an example, I mean, I love the example that from Compound Effect, Darren Hardy's book. Have you guys read Compound Effect? Where he talks about, like, if you put a beam across the ground, would you walk across the beam for $20, right? How many of you guys would do that for $20? Now, if you move that beam and suspended it between 2 skyscrapers, would you walk across it for $20? I certainly wouldn't. I hate being up high. But then he asked, would you walk across that beam above 2 skyscrapers if your children were on the other skyscraper and it was on fire? Yes, absolutely. Every one of us would brave that to save our kids. Why? That's exactly it. Why? There's a reason, a deep, passionate reason. Something, part of your existence is to protect those children. That is a motivator to do stuff that's hard. Now, this business is not actually hard. I want you guys to know this. The challenge with this business is sometimes it's boring. Sometimes there's not visible results for your activity. And sometimes you don't feel like doing it. Those are the 3 biggest challenges to your business. And that is what makes you think this is hard. If you have a reason to persist through those emotions, yeah, I know life happens. There's hurricanes and tornadoes and people die and the economy tanks and relationships implode, right? You get sick. But the biggest issues are those 3 I mentioned. Just not feeling like it. Guys, you just need a reason to persist. The why is so huge. Now, I'm going to demystify it for you. It's actually really simple to figure out your why because you already know it subconsciously. You just need to get it in front of you where your decision making exists. Okay. The other thing that's cool is actually doing your work in your business with Teamzy is going to take you 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So it's going to, if you have a good why, you're going to get it done. All right. So let me just share this with you real quick. I'll take you through my story. I love talking to coaches because I can tell you my Beachbody story. All right. So I'll take you through my story as an example. So there's 5 questions and you answer them, right? And this is a great process, by the way, when you sign up a new coach to bring them through to help them clarify their why so they have a better chance of sticking around. So why'd you become a coach? So here's my story. I bought P90X at Costco. I didn't know about Team Beachbody. I knew about Beachbody because they have those infomercials all the time and stuff, So I bought it at Costco. And I did it for like 3 or 4 days and I was so sore I couldn't walk, and I put it back in the garage. And I did that on and off for about 3 years. Finally, I actually did P90X 90 days straight. I did it every day. I did it like 87 out of 90 days. I lost 60 pounds. Crazy, right? Yeah, I lost 60 pounds. I look totally different. And everybody was asking me, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I said, I did P90X. What are you doing? I did P90X all day long. And finally, I found out there was an opportunity to get paid for people buying P90X. Crazy. So my wife was like, you need to go be a coach. This is crazy. You just be a coach. You must send 5 people to that website every day. So that's why I signed up, guys. Not because I wanted to change the industry forever for the better, because I wanted to build Teamzy and all this stuff. I just felt like I'm already sending people to get P90X. I should be getting paid for this. So what did you hope to accomplish? Next question. I wanted to make $500 a month. And I remember asking my sponsor at the time, do you think I could earn $500 a month? He said, yeah, I totally think you could. So that's what I did. Real deep. I just figured extra money. Now, why is that important to you? So the next question kind of clarifies that thought. Why is, in my case, making $500 a month so important to me? And so you guys, just to kind of tell you my story a little bit deeper, my business was coaching business professionals, but specifically real estate and mortgage people. Okay. And I started that work in 2002, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger. 2006, we had like 7,000 customers paying us to be coached. The business was booming. It was awesome. It was so much fun. 2007, even bigger. And then what happened in 2008? Do you guys remember the Great Recession? Yeah. And I know a lot of you guys are in California, right? And some of the expensive zip codes. So you probably, like me, not only did real estate tank overnight, we went $250,000 upside down in our mortgage overnight. Most of our neighborhood foreclosed. And it was really scary. It was such a scary time to be in the business of helping real estate people. Our business just started bleeding. And, eventually I was laid off. I had to find work in another industry. And I'm grateful. By God's good grace, we made it through that time. And we didn't lose everything like some people did. But it was really scary and frightening. And we used all of our savings. And we did not save money for almost 7 years. We didn't save a penny. It was just paycheck to paycheck, making it, just barely making it. So when the Beachbody opportunity came to me, I thought, wow, if I can make $500 a month extra, I could start saving it. Okay, so it meant a lot more to me than just $500. It was actually symbolic of kind of getting ahead. Now, the next question, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? See, I really wanted to buy a new home for us. And we joked in the beginning about how when I started this business, I was out in the woodshed. Guys, when I started my Beachbody business, I didn't have anywhere to work it. I went to Home Depot and I bought a shed. I put it in my backyard. Didn't even have a foundation, just sat on the dirt. I put a shed in my backyard. I ran an extension cord to it, put a Mac out there, and that was where I built my business from. I didn't have any space. We had a small house. We were upside down $250,000 on a small house. We had kids and toys in every room. You guys relate to that? Kids and toys in every room. It was like a toy storage room with kids everywhere. So I just wanted to buy a new home. And I thought, man, if I could save money long enough, maybe we could buy a new home. So next question. So I've already gone, in 5 minutes, I've gone from, well, I might as well get paid for telling people about P90X to, wow, maybe we could buy a new home. So I'm kind of getting excited about the opportunity. So I get to this last question. Why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? Why is this meaningful? How does it make you feel? Okay. So the problem I had with this was, is buying a new home meaningful, or is it just kind of shallow? It seemed like a materialistic goal for me. I mean, as I thought about this, I got frustrated at first because I was like, wow, it's not really meaningful. I guess I'm not on the right track. But here's what I realized, you guys. It was symbolic, because the home symbolizes family, right? It was symbolic. I hadn't thought about this consciously, but it was in my heart. And that was this. I didn't like what was happening with my family. I was working all the time. Guys, I was at what was considered the top of my industry. And yet we weren't able to save any money, right? I was at that, as far as my career went, I was at the top income level of my career. There was nowhere else to go, right? Unless the owner of the company gave me his company. I was stuck, and I never saw my children. I got up in the morning to leave for work early. They were still in their pajamas. I kissed them goodbye. I got home from work. They were already in the bath getting ready for bed. I basically was the guy that said goodnight and good morning to my kids. And my son, Cruz, at the time was in kindergarten, and he never called me daddy. He always called me by the name of his teacher. And then he'd correct himself and apologize. And I felt like I was just missing their childhood. I was missing it all. And I could see that I was going to continue to miss them growing up. I didn't want that. And it suddenly dawned on me, you guys, that this opportunity before me was more than just extra money in my pocket. This was actually a way for me to create the life I always wanted. Does that make sense? This opportunity was so much more than $500 a month. I started looking at my career and my job as my extra money. And I started looking at this opportunity as the way I was going to build our life. And that mental shift happens in about 10 minutes going through this process. That's why it's so important. And then what you do is you take all your notes that you've written in those first 5 questions and you create a why statement. Why succeeding in this business is crucial, right? And so I'm going to share with you mine. This was my why statement, and it's in your guys' Teamzy accounts. It's like the sample. But this is the actual why I wrote just, 3.5 years ago. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy and full of energy. This was my why. Yours is going to be different. But once I wrote this, everything was different. That's when I called up Home Depot and ordered the shed. That's when I resigned. Within 3 months, I left my career. I left my job, went full-time as a Beachbody coach, and started making it happen because now I had my why in front of me. And the days where I was bored or I didn't feel like doing it or I just felt like slacking off, guys, I was confronted by this statement. Do I want to never have to worry about money again? I better get to work. Do I want to be with my kids? Because if I don't do this right now, I'll probably have to get a job again. Guess what that means? I'll be back to being the good morning and good evening parent. Make sense? The why will push you to do your power hour. Without it, it's so easy to blow off a day. What happens if you blow off a workout? You can still do okay, right? But what happens if you blow it off 2 days in a row? Now you're starting to lose momentum. What happens to challengers that blow off 3 days in a row? They're very likely to fall off the wagon completely, right? Guys, your business is no different. Your business is no different. 1, 2, 3 days off. Next thing you know, somebody's saying, I'm really thinking about putting it on the back burner for now. You got to fuel that fire. It's just a little bit every day. It's just a little bit every day. Just a little bit every day. But you need this why to drive you. Make sense? Okay, so whatever you put in this last box, sorry, I got off on a little passion tangent there. I just feel really strongly about this. If you guys get nothing else from this training, I hope that you'll do this part and stick to the business. Next thing here is whatever you put in this last box, when you click continue, that'll save to your dashboard. I highly recommend every day when you do your power hour, read that why out loud to yourself, okay? Without going too deep into it. That does amazing stuff to your subconscious. Next. Last step is we're going to get your contacts in. So there's some videos here that show you how to get your your contacts out of the coach office. Even though this screenshot is the old coach office, the videos are in the new coach office. So you're going to get your coaches in, then you're going to get your customers in, then you're going to go get your Facebook friends imported into Teamzy. Okay, those are the 3 groups you really want to get in. Your coaches, your customers, and your Facebook friends. And you can get any other contact list you have into Teamzy. There's different instructions. And one of the things, there's 3 videos here to help you, but I also want to show you guys that we have a full help center right here on the left, where there's tons more videos and FAQs and things that will help you. Okay, it's all in there. Okay, plus there's this big help button. You can click at any time to get one-on-one help from our team with any of the questions you have. All right, so we're gonna get your contacts imported into Teamzy, and then there's one more thing that we need to do to set up. After you do an import into Teamzy, and I'll just show you what it'll look like. This is your dashboard, but on your team page is where your whole team lives. By the way, we call your team everybody, like your prospects, your customers, and coaches, we call it your team, because they're all the people that will support your business, even though your team is going to be your coaches, right? Make sense? So team page is where everybody lives. After you've done an import, it's going to drop it into what's called rank mode, and we're going to rank everybody on a 5-star system, kind of like you're doing a Netflix or something on Amazon. Okay, and it looks like this. I'm going to toggle it myself, but it's going to be right here, rank mode. It's going to look like this. Okay. And when it's in rank mode, what you're going to do is you're just going to scroll down, and from your gut, you're just going to rank people. 5-star, 2-star. You know, 5 stars really great, 2 stars, whatever, just like you normally would. Now, the reason we do this is Teamzy is going to determine how often you connect with somebody based on their ranking. Okay, so the people that you feel like are most likely to help you, or most likely to like you, or love you the most, they should have a higher rank. You can talk to them more often. And then other people are going to be less often. Make sense? This helps you cycle through a large list and still talk to everybody a few times a year, but be able to make it manageable. So let me go through real quick what these ranks mean, and then we'll go do our power hour together. So here's the ranks. A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or a coach, or they're an existing customer or coach that's a rock star, okay? They're gonna show up on your dashboard every 30 days. Every 30 days, you're gonna get a reminder to just connect, just to make their day, okay? Not to cold invite, just to say, hey. A 4-star is somebody likely to become a customer or coach with a little bit of nurturing. They show up every 60 days. 3 stars could go either way. They show up every 90 days. Everybody on your list, by the way, will start as a 3-star. So you don't really have to rank everybody. You're just gonna be looking for the 4s and 5s out of your list, okay? 2 stars are getting colder. They show up every 120 days. 1-star people they just don't come up on your dashboard, but they're stored in Teamzy, okay? So you can look them up if you need to, but they're people that for whatever reason you're not connecting with on a regular basis. All right, don't worry if you don't remember those. I know you guys get the concept. 5-star is awesome, 1-star not so much, right? And 5-star will come up more often. You can always find this by clicking that little question mark right there. Okay, just real quick, let me just make sure I closed out all my messages. Sometimes I do start sharing my screen and people are sending me private messages. All right, so let's do our power hour together. I'm gonna go to the dashboard and we'll do it together. Quick tour of this thing. It's really simple. By the way, this is mobile on your phone too. Once you set it up, you can do everything on your phone, which is cool. So if you look at the dashboard, right here are today's activities. These are the goals that we set when we set it up. In my case, it was to connect with 10 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches, to do 3 invites and add 3 people to my list. So as I do these activities throughout the day, I'm gonna see those numbers change and these circles will fill, and then I'll know when I've got my whole day complete, right? I get this little high five from Teamzy. All right, up here, down here is the who's up next. This is where we're gonna do our power hour, right? Who's up next actually gives you 5 people at a time to connect with based on the list, the priorities that you set. It only gives you 5 at a time for 2 reasons. 1, so you don't get overwhelmed by the massive list you have. And 2, so that you're not tempted to go cherry pick throughout the list and skip people. We just want you to work the list, okay? You'll be absolutely shocked in a good way on how people respond that you don't think will, and vice versa, okay? And then on this up next list, there's 4 lists. Prospects, when I click them, it changes the names. Customers, coaches, and follow-ups, okay? Great. So I'm gonna show you how to work these. Now, one more thing I wanna show you. So on the list is on the left side of the who's up next box, and on the right side is where we actually log the activity that we do with them, okay? One thing I didn't show you right here in the middle, the dailies, these are just things you need to do every day to be successful. Are you posting on social every day? Did you do personal development work? Did you drink your shake today? Are you being a product of your product? Did you do your workout today? Just little reminders, because what'll happen is you'll be working in here and going, oh, I gotta get my workout in. This is so annoying that that's not checked, right? All right, so let's do our power hour together. I'm gonna start with my prospects, always work left to right, prospects, then customers, then coaches, then follow-ups, okay. First person on my list is Sue. Some of you guys know Sue, right? Yeah. Sue was my success partner when I was coaching. Now she works for Teamzy, which is pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna look her up. So basically what I've got going here is I have Facebook open in a separate tab. I use Facebook Messenger. It's my favorite method of communication for a couple reasons. One, it's got like a 99% response rate. If they don't respond, they for sure see and read it on Facebook. Also, they can go to your Facebook page before responding. So even if they don't respond, they're looking at you. They're looking at your Facebook page. It's just very interactive, okay? And it's super easy to send messages that way. So I've got Facebook open on this page. I'm gonna message Sue. Now you may not have any idea what to say to the person that comes on the list. Maybe you haven't even talked to them since high school, right? So here's what I want you to do. Before we send her a message, right here in the connect box, see where it says scripts right there? If you click that, there's some great scripts just to start a conversation. And these are all scripts that we've used thousands of times. They work awesome. Okay, so here's one, connect one. Hi Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. By the way, I use this one all the time. Love this one. It works awesome. Okay. People will respond. What I'm not doing is cold inviting her. I'm not telling her about my challenge group. I'm not saying, hey, did you know I'm a Beachbody coach? Anything. I just want her to see this message and smile and think, oh, that was nice. I wonder how she's doing. Make sense? Okay, here's another one which I like. Connect number 3. Hi, Jane. Just saw you cross my Facebook feed. Thought I'd say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. This is a great message for people that you've never messaged on Facebook or that you haven't talked to in 20 years that you're Facebook friends with. Right? Because guess what? You probably have crossed their Facebook feed and they've thought of you a few times too. So all you do if you wanted to grab one of these scripts is you just click copy script and it copies it to your clipboard, right? Now I'm going to toggle over to Facebook and I'm going to look up Sue and send her the message. Okay? I'm just going to paste that message in there and I'm going to change the name. Okay, that was super easy, right? Now, what's cool about this is these messages work so great too, and they're so easy. I'm going to copy that because I'm going to actually log the actual message in Teamzy so I don't have to type again just to make it fast. So I'll send that. So that message has actually been sent through Facebook Messenger. All right. And so now I'm just going to log it in Teamzy. So now my tracking's done. Now what's cool about this is that was a Facebook message. Watch what happens when I log it. She's off my list. My list is moved up. And now I've got one up on the dashboard. Now I'm going to go to Jay, next person on my list. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, guys, you really don't need to get a new script. Just use the same script all day. Make it fast. Okay? See how easy this is, you guys? This is how you can send 20 messages in 30 minutes easily. I have people message me and say, Eric, the copying and pasting is killing me. It takes so long. Like, really? Because I just sent somebody a message in 4 seconds. How much faster do you want it to be? All right, so look, here it is. Boom, sent the second one. Now look, I'm at 2. I'm going to keep going down my list till I get my 10 done. Then I'm going to toggle over to my customers and I'm going to start messaging my customers the same way. And when I go to scripts, by the way, there's different customer scripts, which is really cool. Some really good ones. Some ones on how to get recommendations. Congratulations on great results. How are your workouts coming along? Are you drinking your water and shakes? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help, right? So these are things you can send, little updates, things like that to your customers to stay in touch with them. Okay? And it's real easy. You're just going to go boom, 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 boom. In this case, 6 times down to my customers, and I'm going to move to my coaches. But before I do it, I just want to talk to you guys real quick about staying in touch with customers. This is huge. And I know like your free customers you get from Beachbody, sometimes they don't respond and all you have is email. But you still want to send messages to them too, because sometimes you get a gem out of there. You just never know. But there's 3 reasons why you need to be in regular contact with your customers. Okay, and I talk to a lot of top Beachbody coaches, and a lot of times they say, well, Eric, I have like 9,000 customers and I never talk to them. And I think to myself, oh my gosh, what a waste. Your customers are a goldmine. If you guys have one customer, if you have just one challenger who's getting great results, you never have to prospect again. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's my 3rd reason to stay in contact with your customers. The first reason is you are a coach. It's your duty to. Providing service and helping people is why you're here, right? It's your duty to stay in contact with people. It's your business. Number 2, if you're in regular contact with your customers, they will order more and they will stay on their home direct longer. You'll retain them longer and they'll order more. Just by being in contact, just by saying, I was thinking of you today. Is there anything I can do to make your day? How's everything going? A lot of coaches think, well, if I message them, they're going to say, cancel my Shakeology. That's not the case. They're going to ask questions. They probably will cancel if they don't hear from you. It's all about the relationship, guys. Stay in touch with them. They will order more. Teach your team to stay in touch with their customers. They will order more. Guess what happens? Everyone's volume goes up. The customers get better service and you guys have better volume. That's a win-win, right? The 3rd most important reason you need to be in touch with your current customers is this. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. The hottest source for a new lead is a current customer. How many of you guys started as customers? Like, I don't want to be a coach, but I just want the products. What happens when somebody starts using these products and gets results? They're telling everybody about it, right? They're walking around. I mean, I always picture the scene at the office. When I was at the office, still working in an office, I had everybody doing 21-day fix. I mean, I had the whole company was walking around making Shakeology in the break room with their little containers, and everyone else was going, "What are you guys doing?" There's a buzz that's happening around all your customers already. Guess what? They're telling people what they're doing. Very few of those people are coming to you. They're going to Beachbody and ordering it from online. They're going to somebody else. They're looking up a coach online. Somebody else is getting that business. If you are in touch with your customers regularly and you are asking them, are you talking, have you talked to anybody? Have you told anybody about this? Can you think of anybody who would benefit from the next challenge group? And get introduced to those people, you guys. That's your best source of new leads. You'll be Success Club 10 all-star forever. Legend, that's what they call it, right? You'll be a legend. Okay, it's not hard to hit Success Club if you're staying in contact with your current customers. I want to encourage you guys with that. Next, coaches. Stay in touch with your coaches. Third group. This is huge. Now, if you have 2 coaches on your team, this may be real easy. But as your team grows, this is really huge. And I'll never forget, I was on one of the Beachbody Success Club vacations. I forget what they call it now. It's only been a little while, but I forget that stuff. I was on one of those vacations. We were on a cruise in the Caribbean. It was awesome. And at that time, people were recognizing me as the Teamzy guy. Teamzy was about 6 months old at the time. And I remember talking to somebody I have a lot of respect for. She was at that time 7-star qualifying, had a strong business, was a really impressive woman. And her coach was a, multiple superstar diamond coach. And I asked her, I was like, what is that like being sponsored by somebody like that? Do you guys talk? And she told me, she said, well, no. She said, I haven't really talked to her since I signed up. She goes, but I do have access to her. If I need to, I can make an appointment. And here's the thing, guys. And I know there's positive challenges to having a huge team. It's hard to stay in touch with people. But you guys need to know, as you build your teams, that relationship means the world. I asked this person, I said, well, what would it mean a lot to you if you got a text message out of the blue that just said, hey girl, saw that you're 7-star qualifying. Just wanted you to know I'm really proud of you. You're doing awesome. Do you know what happened? She started crying. The relationship means so much. This is why we named the product Teamzy. We didn't call it Leadsy or Make You Money-y or anything weird like that. It's about your team. It's about the culture, the family that you guys build. Teamzy will help you do it, guys, where it only takes you a second. You can have a huge team and still have that relationship and still make people stay at a deep level. Don't neglect your team. Stay in touch with them. Again, if you only have a few coaches, that's easy. But as time goes on, the Facebook page and the Zoom call is not personal. You need to continue to have that personal touch. Okay, I know I've been going on and on and on, so let me show you guys how to finish this up. So you've done your prospects, your customers, your coaches. All these circles are fully done, and you've got one more list, your follow-ups. So how do I get people on my follow-ups? Let me just show you really quick, and then we'll answer questions and get you guys on your way. So I've sent all these messages out, and people are starting to respond to me. Right? And as they respond, I'm having conversations. Some of those conversations fizzle out right away, right? They just don't go anywhere, which is fine because they're going to come back on my Teamzy list in a couple months and I'll message them again. Each time they get a little warmer. Some of those conversations are great. We'll have a great conversation. We'll catch up. We'll talk about our kids, our lives, everything that's going on in our life. And I'm looking for opportunities in that conversation to help them. Okay? Did you notice that you thought I was going to say opportunities to invite or to sell or recruit them? No, I want to help them. Now, if in helping them, I can do that with my business, that's going to be ideal. But otherwise, I'm just going to find ways to help them. I'm investing in these people, right? And I'm trying to figure out who's ready right now. So as I'm talking to people, let's say Jay, I sent Jay that message and she messages me back. We're messaging back and forth and getting caught up. We're having a great conversation. And she says, well, how's that Beachbody thing going for you? Oh my gosh, it's been great. It's just been a lot of fun helping people. And I usually tell a story, just finished a challenge group and we lost a total of 275 pounds in the group. So cool. In 3 months, it was awesome or whatever. And we're just talking about it. And she's starting to show some interest. I need something like that. I need to get in shape, whatever. Well, Jay, why don't I send you some information on the next group? Let's get on a call and we'll talk a little bit about your goals. So I'm talking to Jay. We just had a conversation and now I'm looking for ways to help her. She's interested in learning more, right? So in this situation, I'm going to send her an invite to my next challenge group. And specifically, we're talking and we've decided 21-day fix would be a great way for her to start, right? So here's how we do it in Teamzy. I'm going to look her up in the lookup bar. She's not on my dashboard anymore. That brings me to her contact record. There she is. Okay, I'm going to open up the connect box by clicking connect. And this time when I log this connect, I'm going to click invite. See down here, the bottom left? Because I'm not just connecting to make her day, I'm actually recording that I invited her to a challenge group. So I've got a few different choices here: a free group, challenge group, business opportunity, try Shakeology, other, right? So this was challenge group invite. I'll click that. And I might just write on here that it was 21-day fix invite, okay? So as I'm talking to her, I say, you know what, Jay, I'm going to send you an email. It has all the information on the challenge group. It has the links to order your challenge pack, get your Shakeology and everything. It's all built into this email. I'll send it over to you right now. And then I'll check in tomorrow, Jay, and see if you have any questions. Sound good? Sounds great, Eric. Okay. So if you guys were listening to that dialogue, when am I following up with her? Tomorrow, right? So now I need to see right here in the middle, I got to click follow up and set a follow up for tomorrow. This takes her off my prospects list and puts her on my follow-ups list. My follow-ups list is for the people who are interested or that I've invited. Now there's a follow-up set for tomorrow. So now check this out. Now when I go to my follow-ups list tomorrow, there she is. She's on my list. I don't have to think about it again. She's on my list. So when I do my power hour, I connect with prospects, customers, coaches, just reaching out, just saying, hey, just making people's day and having conversations. And as I have those conversations, I'm uncovering people who are interested, who I want to invite to something. And now I'm going to put them on my follow-ups list. So now I'm coming down to work my follow-ups list and I'm following up Shakira. That's so funny. Only I would have that on there. I have J-Lo in here too. All right, so Jay, I'm going to connect with Jay. So here we go. Check this out, guys. Following up is super easy. I've even got all the follow-up scripts in here built in for you guys, 10 of them. So easy. Look, here it is. Here's the first one. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So I'm going to copy that script. I'm going to change the name, send it in Facebook, right? And I'm going to log it here, right? Now, before I log that follow-up, I'm going to set my next one. I'm going to set it again. You got to set the next follow-up or she falls off the follow-ups list. Got to keep her on that follow-ups list. Do you guys see how easy it is to send a follow-up in Teamzy? It's so easy. Now, real quick, I want to explain something to you guys about this because I know you struggle with following up. I know you do. That's why you're here. Did you know that 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up? Have you guys heard that before? You know the fortunes in the follow-up and all those other cheesy things people say. It's true though. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up. How many of you guys truly believe you can help change somebody's life through a challenge group or through becoming a coach? How many of you guys truly believe that? How many of that's been true for you? Yeah. I mean, you're talking to a guy who lost 60 pounds doing this stuff. Changed everything, right? I went from being an old man in a young man's body to being vital again. So cool. Are you able to help those people if they don't purchase a challenge pack or join your team? Do you have another way to help them? Can you do it? Can you achieve that without helping them? No. Okay, so guys, how many of you guys worry about following up because you feel like you're annoying people? Anyone? That's the biggest thing, right? If you truly want to help people change their lives and their health, and the only way to do it is for them to purchase, and 80% of people purchase between the 7th and 10th follow-up. That means, guys, you have to follow up 7 to 10 times if you want to help people, right? And helping people is the only way to help them is by following up means this. This is the mind shift. This is not a mind shift. This is a mind shift. Excuse me. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Following up is the only tool you have to help people. So when you feel like you're being annoying, and I'm going to teach you in a second how not to be annoying, so you got that. But following up is an act of love. You need to write that down, put it somewhere where you can look at it. Here's the opposite of this. Not following up communicates that you don't care enough to help them. Okay? All right. 2 principles to not being annoying when you follow up. I've already showed you how easy it is doing Teamzy. All those scripts in Teamzy have these principles built into them. You ready? First principle is this. When following up, don't ask someone to do something in your follow-up. Don't ask them to call you back. Don't ask them to message you back. Don't ask them to complete their purchase in their cart. Don't ask them to commit to the challenge group. Don't ask them to do anything in your follow-up. Just follow up. Okay? Because once you ask them to do something, now you are annoying. The second thing is you should send a follow-up via text or Facebook message or maybe direct message on Instagram, but it needs to be written and it needs to be short enough they can read it without opening it. They want to read it on the lock screen of their phone. Why? They don't want to open it because they're not going to respond and they don't want you to know they opened it. Do you guys do that to people? Right? If you do this, you won't be annoying. Now, I want to explain something to you. In Teamzy, we have 10 follow-up scripts. They work amazing. You can just use them. You can change a word or two to make it sound like you, but just use them. Don't overthink it. I want you guys to know that most people don't respond at all to the first 5 follow-ups. Have you guys had crickets when you followed up with people who are excited? Yeah. It's not you. It's not that they don't respect you. It's not that they're not interested. It's not that they're rude. Most people won't respond the first 5 or 6 times. You need to understand this. It's human psychology. Okay? And I know I'm past 7, so I'll just give you the 10-cent version of this. Basically, it's this. 85% of our actions come from our subconscious. When you're talking to somebody about this opportunity or about your challenge group and they're excited, that's their conscious mind. Only 15% of their decision making. The subconscious mind is designed to keep us safe, secure, make our environment manageable. So what happens is they're excited, but their subconscious is going, no, I don't think so. That sounds kind of scary. We're not doing that. You know, I know you hate your job and it's going nowhere, but it's a job. It's a paycheck every month. It's stable. We're not doing that. So what happens is they get that first follow-up from you and they get this, oh yeah, cool. The follow-up is designed to make them just kind of reconnect to that feeling of hope for a second that they had when they talked to you. And their subconscious will kick in. They won't even know this is happening. And it will give them an excuse why they can't follow up right now, why they can't respond. It's going to tell them, oh, you know, Jamie, you should respond, but you're not going to right now because the dog just threw up on the baby and you got to handle that. And there's a good reason for not responding right now. Tomorrow it'll be the same thing. There'll be a good reason for not responding. Every day, their subconscious will create a good reason why they can't do it right now. And that's okay. Because every day when or maybe it's not every day, maybe after a few days, it's every couple of days, but your follow-ups will plant in there, put you front of mind for a split second with a positive feeling. When you've done it enough times, their subconscious is actually getting rewired to be okay with responding to you. This is why it takes 5 or 6 for people to even respond, and why it takes 8 to 10 for people to purchase. This is a statistic across all human beings and across all sales transactions. This is the way human mind works. You guys give up after 3 follow-ups, you're messing up. They respect you, they like you, they're excited about the products. They're not responding because that's the way God made them, to protect them. Okay? Love them through the process. If you're a coach, your coaching starts with the follow-up process. Coach them through this process, help them get over themselves and get the help they need to change their lives. If you're in this business to change lives, you got to follow up. You got to love people through the process. Are you with me? So here's what we do in Teamzy. Each day when you're doing your power hour, you do your prospects, your customers, your coaches, you work your follow-ups list. You just go down your list and you send the next follow-up to whoever's on your list. It only takes you a second to do your follow-ups. You send the next follow-up message. Okay, so in Jay's case, we're going to be going through our scripts. We're going to come in here and we're going to do follow-up number 1, follow-up number 2, follow-up number 3, follow-up number 4. Okay, look at these. These are so nice. Hi, Jane, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Follow-up number 5. I hope you're doing well. I'm here when you're ready. Follow-up number 6. Follow-up number 6 is a little bit more, has just a little tinge of guilt because this is when people start thinking they're going to respond. It says, hi, Jane, I know you're excited about getting started. I want to make sure you get your program in time for our challenge group. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. So again, you just keep doing this. So what happens is over time, let's say Jay, I go in the back office and I see Jay has bought her challenge pack. She came in as a coach. She followed my advice, came in as a coach. And so now how do I finish her off in Teamzy? Let me show you how that works. So I'm going to look her up again in the lookup bar to go to her record. And what I'll do now is, first thing I'll do is I'll click on this sale button to log that she bought a challenge pack. Okay. And just save that. So now Teamzy knows that all those follow-ups resulted in a sale. Great. Now on member type right here, she's on a prospect list. I'm just going to move over here and click coach and put personally sponsored coach. Boom. Now I've moved Jay from my prospects list. She went from my prospects list to my follow-ups list. Now she's on my coach list. I'll continue to work with her and build my relationship with her, but she'll be on my coach list instead of my prospects list. Okay. Now what happens if after 10 follow-ups, Jay says, I'm still not ready to do it this month? No problem. Then what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll just go to the follow-up and I'll take her off my follow-ups list, put her back to default. She'll fall back into my Teamzy flow and she'll come back on my dashboard in a month and I'll check in with her again. A lot of times she'll be ready then. How many of you guys were like that? You put the brakes on it for a full month. Now, people always ask me, what do you say when you come back? One thing I like to do in that situation, I love that I'm talking to Beachbody coaches because I understand your business better than others, is I will tell her a specific story from the group she passed on. Oh, we just finished our group. It was so awesome. Mary, one of the people in our group, she lost 26 pounds. I'm so proud of her. So amazing. I'm getting ready to fill the next one. Just want to check in and see if you're interested. Right? It works great. It works great. Okay. All right. So you guys get the idea. That's how you do it. That's how you take somebody through. That's how you can connect with 20 people in 30 minutes every day. Right? Typically, you probably get about a 50% response rate, which means you're starting 10 conversations. Out of those 10 conversations, you're getting an opportunity maybe to invite 3 who you're following up with. You do it day after day after day consistently. It's so much fun, you guys. It makes this business so much fun. You get to be the trusted advisor for these people. You get to build trust with them and help them. And it's just an amazing way to build this business. Okay, real quick, before I take questions, I'm going to give you guys your action steps. Here you go. Action steps. First of all, go get your free trial. It's a no-brainer. Okay. I already told you guys it's totally free. We don't ask for credit card or anything. Teamzy.com, get your free trial. If you're already in a free trial, get your subscription started so that you don't miss a beat when your trial's over. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is get a 30-day success partner to do your trial with you. All right. So look around. Maybe it's somebody in this call, or maybe somebody that maybe you already have a success partner. Get the success partner to do it with you. Push each other to actually use it. If you use it, you will get great results. Guarantee you. Okay, just to give you guys an idea of what people are getting, Beachbody coaches are getting right now in Teamzy that are actively using it. They're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new coaches in 90 days. Okay, that's the average active users, 21 customers, 9 coaches, 90 days. How many of you guys would like to do that? These are people who are doing basically what I showed you today, connecting with 20 people a day, inviting 3, working it. Get a success partner and do it together for 30 days for free. See for yourself the momentum you can build. And here's what I recommend you do with your success partner. When you get that 100% you crushed it message across your dashboard, which you get from Teamzy when you do it, take a screenshot and message it to your partner. I can't even tell you guys, Sue would send me hers at like 9 o'clock at night. I'd be in bed. I go to bed early, get up early. And I would be so irritated because I didn't do Teamzy. And guess what I would do? I'd grab my phone and I would do it. It just helps you get it done. Okay, the last action step is this 5-day challenge. I'm gonna give you a 5-day challenge. It's kind of like doing the 3-day refresh before you do the ultimate reset, right? I want you to connect in 5 straight days with 100 people. I want you to do it 5 days in a row though. So that's an average of 20 days. It's like the example I showed you is 30 minutes. But do it 5 days in a row because you will see what it feels like to create that relational momentum. It's amazing. You might be honestly, you might be a little bit overwhelmed. Guys, I want you guys to know the very first month I had Teamzy to start actually systematically messaging people. I kind of went nuts. I did 43 connects in one day and I had 3 weeks to the end of the month. I think I did 26 Success Club points from one day of Teamzy. The conversations, I'm not saying that's going to be a result. I'm saying you're going to be blown away you will be blown away by the momentum you gain just doing this 5-day challenge. Who's in for the 5-day challenge? See the public accountability. See those hands? Now you got to do it. You can't skate out of it. Okay. There's your action steps. Guys, what questions do you have? If you have a question, just hit the unmute next to your face and ask away. I'll answer a few questions and then I got to go put my kids to bed.
Just a quick question with a follow-up. So you reach out to someone the first time you track that do you keep reaching out to them if they never respond, or do you just wait until they respond to track something else?
Okay, so you mean when they're just on the regular connect list?
Yes.
Yes. If
Okay.
they don't respond, I don't
Mhm.
worry about it because they're going to come back again.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
So if you send somebody a message so traditionally they would say, send a message and then follow up, follow up, follow up. Well, what are you following up on? They didn't respond.
Yeah. Okay.
Now you're in the annoying camp, right? So here's the thing: is if you're constantly reaching out, you're busy with the people who are responding.
Mhm.
And I'll just tell you guys a quick story about my friend Mike. Mike's a real estate investor in Birmingham, Alabama. I knew him from my other business, and I messaged him like, "Hey, Mike, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day." Nothing. 3 months later, he came up again. Messaged him again. Nothing. 3 months later, he came up again, and I thought to myself, "Why should I even bother? I'm just going to message him again." Nothing. Came up again 3 months later. So now it's been a year, right? I haven't spent time thinking about him. Only when he comes up do I think about him. I messaged him again and he responded with, "Hey, Eric, thanks for reaching out. I really want to get started with Body Beast and the performance line. And I'd like to sign up as a coach because it looks like that's the best way to do it. Can we get on a call this week to discuss?" And it taught me a lesson to not think of, not to judge what's happening when they don't respond. Because guess what? Every time I message him, he's going to my Facebook page. He's clicking through my links. He's going to my, you know what I mean? He was exploring posts. He was looking at success stories that I put up on my page. He was engaging with me on his own. And then he suddenly surprised me by, being my surprise sign up.
I
So
also have something to add, Lauren. I don't mean to interrupt you,
no,
Eric,
no
but
problem.
I had a similar story. And then finally someone came back to me and was like, I don't have Messenger on my phone. I barely check Messenger so what I do, because I'm already a Teamzy customer, if someone doesn't respond, I'll try a different method. Like I'll try emailing or texting. And a lot of times they go, if you ever need to reach me, text me. I hardly ever check my Messenger. I think sometimes we think that everybody is like us with Beachbody and, we're on Messenger all the time, but that's not the case with a lot of people who aren't, reaching out to people and working Facebook like a business.
That's a good point. And I have had people send me the same thing, say text me instead. But people will typically find that message at some point, which is fine. Again, that's the thing. It's like if you have 3 people, it's really worrisome. If you're cranking through 20 people a day, don't worry about the people who aren't responding. Just keep going. Makes sense? And then when people respond, now you're having a conversation with that person. And that also may go nowhere, in which case, don't worry about setting a follow-up because they're going to come back. Makes sense? But each conversation warms that relationship a little bit more. And again, if you're focused on ways to help them, I always look for things like, things that I'm really good at suggesting, like books to read or resources for people. Or a lot of times people would ask me health and nutrition questions because I had established myself as an authority in that area. So they would ask me a question like, is it true that saturated fat is healthy? Or they would ask me a question like that, and then I would give them some resources. And so it was just always a way for me to invest in them. Also, people always want recommendations to things like, they need a dentist for their kids. I always give that example because I've referred my dentist to lots of parents in the area because they don't know where to take their kids. I'm like, oh, I have a great dentist you can take them to. They're really great with kids. And they love that. You know what I mean? So any way that you can help them based on what information you have, that helps build your business because it builds trust, right? And it feels darn good to work that way. It feels good. You'd be surprised because I have people randomly message me that say things like, you and I had a conversation 10 years ago and you said this and it really meant the world to me. I think about it to this day. I'm like, I said that? That's great. So you never know the impact you're having. If your focus, though, is on helping people and pouring your heart into people, you're going to see the dividends come out. And this just systemizes that heart. You know what I mean? All right. Any other questions? Okay, so go get your free trials. Get it going.
Sorry, I
Let
have
your
one
team
question
know
for you.
too. Get your team on board with the free trials too, guys. Be like, dude, I was just on this training. And you guys are going to get the link to this so you can share it. Here's what will happen is that your team will look at this video and go, an hour and 20 minutes? Are you insane? I'm never watching that. So just tell them to watch the first 10 minutes.
Quick question for you. Can you edit scripts? I know you can create scripts, but I entered a couple that I'm realizing I don't want anymore. I was having trouble finding where I can delete those.
You can edit and delete your own scripts. You
Okay.
cannot edit and delete my scripts.
No, I was trying to do mine. Do you right click it or?
I'll show you.
Okay.
All right. So when you go into scripts, let's see. I've got some good email scripts that I wrote. So look, here's my 21-day fix invite script. So right here, wait, where is it? I can edit this just by whatever, okay? I can just type in it to edit it and then click Save Changes. But if I want to delete it, there's this little trash can right here.
Okay.
Okay. Makes
so you
sense?
have to open it and then delete it. Got it.
You just open it and then you click into it to edit. Now, if you go to, let me clear filters. If I go to like a script that's a Teamzy script, you don't really have an option to edit this. It won't save. But what you can do is like let's say you like this script, but you want to change it a little bit. You can just copy it and then hit New Script. Okay, paste it. Now change it to sound like you. Title it something else and save it as yours. Make sense? Like for example, the most common thing that I found people change these to is "Hey girl," right? Something like that, so they don't have to change the name, which is fine. I'm a guy, so I would never say that to somebody, right? But you get the idea. All right. I don't want to save changes. No. Discard changes. Thank you. All right. So you get the idea. All right. Oh, one thing I want to show you guys too real quick before I go. How cool this is on mobile. It just takes a second for Zoom to grab my phone. All right. You guys see my phone? It needs to see my face. Sorry. Let me try this again. I had the microphone in the way. All right. So if I want to go to Teamzy, I have it saved. It's not an app, it's a website, but it's mobile and it works like an app. So I've got it saved to my home screen. So that takes me right to my Teamzy account. And use my face again. This face thing is kind of annoying. I liked the fingerprint better, believe it or not. All right. You can click this remember me so you don't have to log in every time. So there's my Teamzy on my phone. Pretty cool, right? So I've got my goals there. If I meet somebody new, I can add them right now to my phone. So I'm like, oh, let me put you in my system so we can stay in touch. Boom. Okay. People always ask me like, how do you add somebody to your Teamzy while you're talking to them? I just tell them, sorry, I rotated my phone. I tell them that I'm going to do it. Or sometimes what I'll do is I'll go, let's stay in touch on Facebook, open your Facebook app and I'll send a friend request to me. So that's a good way, by the way, to get Facebook friends with somebody you meet is you have them open it on their phone and you send a request from them to you. Then you know it'll get accepted. So look, I can open this up. There's my scripts. Everything's in here, mobile, right? And then I can just toggle to Facebook Messenger, send the message and toggle back. Pretty simple. All right. Any final questions before we call it a night? Okay, thank you guys for spending some time with me. I hope it was helpful to you. Hope you learned some good stuff. Hopefully we'll see you in Teamzy. We'd love to have you be part of our business. We'd love to help you build your team. Okay, get in there, use that free trial, have some fun, make someone's day tomorrow. I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.